What is going on, MPC fans? Just in case you didn't know, my name is Justice Casey, and I'm going to be the host of your MPC Season 2, Week 12, going into Week 13 playoff picture, as we hosted with last time. And we are now 2 weeks ahead, I believe, of the last playoff picture, and several things have happened over the course of that time period. Many games have went on, very big deciding matches have happened, and some teams have bit the dust already. So now it is coming down to the wire of which teams are going to be making playoffs, which teams are racing towards a spot. It's going to be a very tight race for certain teams as we are ending the very end of the season. So it's going to be a tight race. I'm excited to go into this, and let's jump right on into this. Unfortunately, we do have to start with a sour note in the teams that have been officially eliminated. At last playoff picture, we did not have any teams officially eliminated at the time of that recording, because all the teams had potential to make the playoffs, and even if it was a far-off scenario. This time, there have been teams, unfortunately, that are officially out of contention no matter what way it could possibly happen. So, unfortunately, from the Western Conference, the Carolina Pangoros and the Columbus Crow, coached by Mimo and Hank, are officially out of the running. Their record is just not strong enough. They can't get any wins. They cannot make playoffs no matter what way you put it. Only 2 games left in the season. It is completely out of reach for both of them. I'm sorry to say it, but they are both out of the race. So I wish them well, as there are 2 regular season games left. They can potentially make a difference for other people's playoff spots, so I hope they give it their all till the very end, but unfortunately they won't be making it to the postseason. Anyways, unfortunately, sorry. But coming in also from the Eastern Conference being eliminated, we have Jeff in the Portland Trail Blazers. I can't say I'm particularly surprised with this one. Jeff's been showing very little effort with his games and not showing up recently, so he is out of contention. He was already on a fine line as it is, and is out of the race now, which will be coming, which is leaves the race in Eastern very tight still, as well as Western. Is going to be a very tough race going into the end. So let's jump in to Western Conference to see how things are looking up. We have up on your screen will be the entire rankings list as of Week 12 going into Week 13. And as far as teams that are safe this week, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Mobile Bewares are the 2 teams that are currently locked for playoffs and cannot be bumped out in any way. As far as placement goes, if the Tampa Bay Rays win one more game, they officially lock the number 1 ranked playoff spot going into postseason. If the Mobile Bears win out, however, and the Rays don't win, and they could possibly lose out on differential, then they may get bumped down to 2nd. Either way, though, these 2 teams are both locked in, so not much else to discuss there, though. Good job. As for the pack, is what the main race is, what you're all going to be here listening to, basically. All you came here for. What am I doing? The main pack is going to be consistent of the Oklahoma Electivires, Chelsea Swablues, Tulsa Excadrillers, and Charlotte Beadrills. These guys have a very tight race, honestly. The Oklahoma Electivires and Chelsea Swablues are both at 7 wins and 5 losses, and the Tulsa Excadrillers and Charlotte Beadrills both at 6 and 6, with Tulsa Excadrillers at +7 differential, but the Charlotte Beadrills at -7. So it is going to be a very tight race. It's going to come down to some wins and some differential game. Honestly, it's very, very close, and it can come down either way, because many of these teams actually fight each other, which is the very dangerous situation, as the Oklahoma Electivires and Chelsea Swablu go up against each other this week, and that's going to be a huge game, honestly, deciding who's going to be going to playoffs potentially and getting a big jump ahead. So that game is very big for Carlos and for Harley this week, so that is going to be a big decider outcome. As for Drake and JT, they both need to win out to get back in the race, as they are both behind. And specifically, Jake needs to get in big, because his differential is down right now. He needs to get some good wins, and he needs them bad if he wants to stay in the hunt. But they're all in the hunt right here. It's a very tight pack. It's very close, and it could go anyone's way right now, depending on who wins out and who loses out. So that is going to be the Western Conference in it, Jeff. So let's jump in right now into the Eastern. You'll be seeing in 1 second the Eastern Conference as its rankings up in terms of record and differential. For teams that are safe, we have 3 teams locked in of the 4, so it's going to be a tighter race, as 3 teams have already secured their way into the playoffs. The Michigan State Mallwilds, coached by Dubsy, the Dallas Steel Wings, coached by Junior, and Sporting KC, coached by Noah. They are all locked in, but the placement is not finalized, as it could go anyone's way. The records are all very close together. Dallas Steel Wings and Sporting KC at 8, and the Michigan State Mohawks at 9. So it could very much go anyone's way for in terms of placement, who gets first, second, third seed. So it's looking nice. However, no one can get bumped to 4th seed at this point, so as far as I'm aware. So that is going to be good news. So that's 1, 2, or 3 has been secured. As for the last spot, it's going to be a close race. In the distinctive lead, we have TBB at 5 wins, 7 losses. Everyone else that is in the pack left is at least 1 win or less below him. So he is in the distinct lead. If he wins out the season, he guarantees a spot. So that's pretty much what he needs to do at this point. He does essentially have 1 free win. I'll give him that because, let's face it, Jeff is gone at this point in time. So he basically just needs to win out 1 more game after that, and he'll have the season locked up. Also close behind him in the race in case something does happen, the Winnipeg Glowlurks, the Detroit Cabalions, and the Trenton Thunderesses are in the race as well. But namely, the Winnipeg Glowlurks and the Detroit Cabalions are in this race, namely because these two are only 1 win behind him, since his team differential is not as great, he could catch up fairly easily, especially for the Glowlurks' sake. Jordan is really far behind in the differential department, so it may just come down to wins from his end, but Ray has a better chance, though, catching up when it comes to differential. So if they win out and TB does not, it could possibly end up being flip-flop there. As far as Brandon goes, he is on the edge, as he can still technically make playoffs, but it's a really, really hard fight. It's a long shot for him to do so. He is short of a miracle, he is out, but he is not officially out, as there is still a way for him to make playoffs, hence he is on the edge. But since he is way out there, it is not likely that he will make it, but he's not officially out of the running as of this time. So that is going to be playoff picture in a sense. The matches that are going to be really big this week are going to be, obviously, as were stated, the Oklahoma Electivires versus the Chelsea Swablu, because these are 2 teams that are in the pack fighting it out. They really need that win. Both teams really want it badly. They really need it. That's going to be that might decide a whole playoff spot just right there. Other games that are potentially important, I can see the Tulsa Excadrillos versus Charlotte Beedrills. Again, another race. The 2 above, Chelsea Swablu's Oklahoma 7-7 teams. The 6-6 teams are going up against each other this week. These are huge games, honestly. This is just crazy how the season is winding down, obviously. Trenton Thunderesses and Winnipeg Glowlurks inter-conference game of the TBL are still in the running. The Trenton Thunderesses basically need to win out huge here over the Winnipeg Glowlurks to get back in the running. Anything short of that, though, they will be out of the contention as of probably this week. So that is, otherwise, all the rest of the matches are pretty chill. TBB will almost certainly take it over Jeff. Spore and KC and Detroit Cabalions. Junior does need to get, not Junior, sorry. Jordan needs to get win over Noah to keep in the hunt. Otherwise, he will probably, if TBB wins and he loses, he will be completely out of contention. So he needs to win to stay in this, and yeah, that is going to be playoff pictures. Thank you guys so much for watching, and check out more content down below for MPC channel, as we got some good power ranking stuff and shenanigans. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.